If you set your mind to something, that will come to pass. I make straight A's and I still go to a tutor. What do we used to have in elementary school? A cheap 3000, whatever, brain pop. Photo math knows the answer, but do you know the answer? Hey guys, it's Kaylee. Welcome back to my YouTube channel, Keeping Up with Kayle. I hope that you guys are amazing. I hope that you're staying safe and healthy, and I hope that you are thriving. In today's video, as you guys can tell by the title, I'm going to be talking about how to make and maintain good grades and how I make and maintain good grades. Before we get started, I do know that everybody's back to school situation is so different right now and that there are a lot of uncertainties. But in the midst of all those uncertainties with back to school, one thing is going to remain the same, and that's the fact that I know people are going to want to make good grades and they're going to want their GPAs and averages to look really good. So that is what this video is all about. I am very passionate about good grades. I'm passionate about my grades. I'm passionate about this topic, so I'm really excited to share all of the information that I have today. If you guys see me looking down, it is because I have all the notes here on my computer that I'm going to be sharing with you guys. So this video might be a little lengthy, so grab a snack, grab something that you can take notes with, and let's get started. So the first thing I want to talk about is knowing your goal. You need to go into this year with a goal. Set a goal for yourself. So if you had like mostly C's last year, say, hey, my goal for this year is to stop making C's. I want most of my grades to be B's and I want to start making more A's. Or say I mostly made B's. I want to strive for mostly A's and maybe just a few B's. Or maybe you had A's and B's. Hey, this year I want to strive for all A's. Or you want to bring your F's to D's or your D's to C's. Just put a goal in mind and remember to shoot for the stars. If you set your mind to something, that will come to pass. So don't be afraid to shoot for all A's or A's and B's, even if you're starting from the bottom. Do not settle for anything less than what you deserve or what you want. The next thing that I want to talk about is just coming to school and listening and paying attention. I feel like there is a major difference between not understanding the material and not wanting to understand the material. If you're not coming to school and you don't pay attention and you're not really engaging in the lessons, then of course you're not going to know the information. But if you're actually coming and you're listening and you're trying to engage within the lessons, there's no way that you shouldn't retain at least half of the information. Just paying attention in class without going home and studying or looking over the material, you should already retain some of that information and be able to use that on a quiz or a test from just paying attention in class. The next thing that I have is priorities and time management. Guys, this is probably one of the things that make or break some people because you're saying that you want the good grades, but are you prioritizing good grades? Which means your friends may be having a party, they may be having a dinner or ice cream date, but if you know that you have a test on Monday morning, you may have to pass on that party because, hey, I really need to make an A on this test, so I'm going to pass. Sorry, but I'm prioritizing my grades in this scenario. I'm not saying always put off your friends and your activities because that's a part of prioritizing and, you know, really getting a schedule and time management. But your grades, if your grades are going to be important to you, you do need to prioritize those. So prioritizing is super important. The next thing I have is studying. Get into a routine of studying, like the days that you're going to study, or for example, what I do, like say I have a test and I know my test is next Friday. Well, I'm going to start studying about a week before that test. I'm probably going to start studying that weekend before that whole week. So like the first night I'll only study for like 20 minutes and then I'll go to 40 minutes and then I'll go to an hour, then I'll go to like an hour and a half, and then the night before the test I'll only study for a little bit because this whole week I've been preparing for this test, so I don't even need to spend a whole lot of time the night before. And when you do that, when you study little by little, you also save a lot of time because you don't have to cram everything the night before. And who knows, you may have a bunch of tests that pile up that same week and you're going to be so glad that you studied early on, and like instead of waiting to the last minute where you have a ton of tests to study for. You're really going to be so happy that you studied ahead of time. So I really recommend doing that. Okay, the next thing I have is to take notes but engage also. So I just want to give a quick disclaimer. Taking notes does not work for everyone. I have a really close friend who literally he does not have to take notes and he's at the top of our class. Like, he doesn't have to take notes. Sometimes he does take them, sometimes he doesn't, but he doesn't have to, and like he still makes excellent grades. He's at the top of our class. So that just goes to show you, not great. Notes does not work. You know, taking notes does not work for everyone. Some people really, you know, don't need to take notes, but I personally like taking notes. I like to use colorful pens when I'm taking notes because that helps me. I like to engage when I'm taking notes. A tip I have is, if you can, take the notes before the class so that when you get to class, you can, you know, engage more, or take the notes after, or just, you know, try to engage while also taking the notes. Don't write anything, like try to write them and retain the information at the same time. That's going to be super important. The next thing I have is getting an accountability partner. So like, you can study with friends, or you can study with like classmates. And if you guys don't have any, you know, friends to study with, that's okay. Just make it fun for you to study by yourself. Me personally, I do have people that I do like to study with, but then I enjoy studying by myself sometimes too. Turning on some great music and just really getting into the study mood, or going to Starbucks, or just like going outside and studying. I tend to, you know, just find a different environment, and I like to study in different environments because that usually does help me. It's great to get an accountability partner. Me personally, I think my mom is like a great accountability partner for me. Some of my close friends are great accountability partners for me. If you guys don't have an accountability partner, DM me. I'll be your accountability partner. I'll make sure that you're staying on top of your work and staying on top of your assignments and stuff, because I know not everybody has that person that's pushing them and telling them, hey, you know, you can do this, make those good grades. So I'll be your accountability partner if you need one. Okay, y'all are probably gonna hate me for this one, but it has to be said. It literally has to be said. Using Photomath, Math Papa, Mathway, that's not helping you. That's only hurting you, y'all. Like, that is literally holding you back. Photomath knows the answer, but do you know the answer? Like, Photomath knows how to do the math problem, but do you know how to do the math problem? So, like, quit using those. Those are holding you back, because you're using them on your homework, and you're using them on assignments outside of school, or maybe in school. But when it's time for your test and you can't use those, you don't know what to do. So please try to refrain from using those. I completely understand using them sometimes when like it's 11:50 and this homework assignment is due at 11:59 and I've tried everything and I just can't figure it out. Then hey, I'm just gonna have to use Photomath, and I'll ask my teacher how to do it later so that I know how to do it on the test. But right now, Photomath is the only thing that can help me. I completely understand that, but do not rely on that, because it's not gonna help you. It's only gonna hurt you. So if you're using those, or any type of, this is just, I know those are like math ones, but if you're using those for science, English, whatever, history, it's only holding you back. So try to refrain from using those. Next thing I have is using all your resources. Number one, the school has thousands of resources. They have websites, and they have, you know, different programs that are literally free, like through the school accounts. Use those. Use your school email and get on Khan Academy, or get on Crash Course, or what do we used to have in elementary school? Achieve 3000, whatever, Brain Pop. Whatever you need to use it. Use those free resources. And then another resource that, you know, may not be free, but you can still use it, are teachers, tutors, peers, classmates. Do not be ashamed or embarrassed to have a tutor, y'all. That is nothing to be ashamed about or embarrassed about. I make straight A's and I still go to a tutor, because I don't make straight 100s, which means I still have room for improvement, which means I can go to a tutor. The next thing I have, asking for help. Don't be afraid to ask your teachers for help, guys. I would literally rather ask 10,000 questions than be in the back of the classroom and not have any idea what's going on. Yeah, the people behind me may be like, why is she asking so many questions? Because I'm going to make an A on the quiz while you won't know what to do. So make sure you guys are asking for help, asking questions. Don't be scared. Okay, the next thing I have is like to check Power School and Canvas frequently. That's personally what I have. My school has Power School and Canvas, you know, to upload our grades. I check those frequently. I am a Power School refresher. My grade just dropped from a 95 to a 92. I'm getting the notification. My grade just jumped from a 90 to a 97, I'm getting the notification. Miss Burns just put in a quiz grade, I'm getting that notification. You have to be on top of those grades. If grades are important to you, really try to, you know, see when grades are going in so that you can stay on top of your work. You know, familiarize yourself with your teacher's redo policies. If you have to redo tests or quizzes or something like that, familiarize yourself with those so that you can use them to your advantage. The last thing I just have for you guys is basically to know that grades do not define you. I know that grades are important, and you know, they do help us get a good education, get to good colleges, have good jobs, and you know, really thrive the rest of our lives, but they do not define who you are. You know, they're not a direct result of the kind of person you are, but they are still important, and I know that they mean a lot to a lot of people. So yeah, I hope that these tips helped you guys. Please, please, please comment any questions you have or any suggestions you have. I will be so happy to help you guys in any way, shape, or form. If you want a part 2, let me know. Let me know some things you want me to talk about in the part 2. And I just really want to help you guys. So yeah. Well, that is all for this video. I hope that I helped you guys get a better idea of how you can make and maintain good grades. Thank you so much for watching. Please, please, please share this video with your friends and family. Share it with anybody who needs to know about grades and making good grades. So yeah, don't forget to subscribe, and don't forget that God loves you, and so do I, and I will see you in my next video. Bye. Mwah. Baby,